Why do I need to be good all the time? I'm wrapped around his finger, but he is mine. Don't care what they say, too late anyway. Why do I need to be good all the time? Nah, 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 no drama, no drama here. Nah, 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 no drama, no drama here. Nah, 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 no drama, no drama here.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Cleaning Life with Kia. Happy Tuesday. I'm so glad that you could join me. I'm so um, glad to be here this week. I missed the last live episode a few weeks ago, so I'm so super excited to be here. For those that have tuned in before, welcome back. And for those that are tuning in for the first time, again, this is Cleaning Life with Kia, and my name is Kia Smith, and I own a small cleaning, decluttering, organizing home management service here in the Tulsa, Oklahoma and surrounding areas called Help Now. And so I'm using my business as a platform here with Cleaning Life with Kids to just, hold open dialogues, give advice, talk about anything, from cleaning to life. And, like I said before, and all the time, anything and everything in between, because you cannot get away from cleaning and managing your house. Like I said, this show might not be for everybody. That's not important to everyone, and that's okay. This just may not be the place for you because we talk about all things cleaning and, like I said, and kids and everything in between. So welcome if this is your first time chiming in. And like I said, my business is Help Now. And at Help Now, our mission is to help our clients manage their home and organize parts of their lives that matter the most by bringing families and communities together through complete household management. We have a passion to help, heal, and nourish our clients through life, whether they need help now or later. So, yay! I'm so excited. I missed you all the last time. So, I'm getting more comfortable. With this whole podcasting life. I've been doing it for a little while. Like I've honestly lost track of time. I don't know how many months or how long I've been on here. I'm just trying to enjoy the journey and not focus, on things that no, no, it matters, but it doesn't really matter. So I've gotten used to it, and I missed the last 2 weeks, and I've been doing good about not missing. I get excited, but I when I made it home that particular Tuesday, I don't know. It's like as soon as I walked through the door, I don't know, I just felt something like, I just need to rest or I just need some time to myself. I don't know. I just felt I was okay. I wasn't in a mood or anything, but I just felt I guess I just needed rest and I needed time. I'm always so busy, and I could have come, on here. Like I could have come on here, but I like to be intentional, and I'm going to be intentional when I come on here. Like that's important to me. So I could have like come on here and just kind of gotten through the podcast, but I've never done that before, and I wasn't going to do it then. Like I always want to um reciprocate. It's like if y'all are coming on here and spending your time, whether you're catching it now or later, you're still using your time. So I don't want people to waste their time with some unintentional energy. So I'm just excited. And like, I think it was last week, I was like, oh, my show is coming up. And I don't know, I just got real happy and excited. So that's a good sign, considering I never thought I would be, podcasting. This is really not my thing, you know, just out here like that. So I don't know. I'm excited to be here. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So we're gonna talk about these kids. Like I said, it is about midsummer break. So I just wanted to check in on y'all and see how you were doing, for those that, have children at home during this summertime break. As for me, I've been doing fine. Everything's been going great. These kids have been wonderful. All is well. Oh my gosh. So I had to check in for you and for myself. Like I said, it is midsummer break, and oh my gosh. Um, yeah, all these kids do is eat all the food, argue, play video games, uh, fart and laugh. That's been the whole summer. That's been the whole summer. So they're not getting on my nerves, but they do be getting on my nerves sometimes. And that's normal. That's natural. So you go from, the kids being at school for all these months, and then, they're home all day, depending on what they have going on. So other than my oldest, like he's always active and moving around. And so the other three, they're active and they move around, but they do it in their own way. They're not doing like any type of like organized sports. They've done that for a while, and they just kind of, I guess they're trying to take a break or a little tired or burnout. I don't know. But they're just not into it like that. Now they'll go outside and, play in the yard or go to the park, or they like to go bowling and stuff like that. But they're just more so like they're in the house. And like I said, the three younger ones, they love being in the house. So you know what that means. The more that they're in the house, the more household responsibilities. So I wanted to check in and just see how y'all were doing and kind of tell you how I was doing as well, and just kind of um, give a few little tips that might help, and just how it's going, for me. I just literally before I hopped on here, I was having a conversation about, how am I keeping everything in balance? Like, how do you keep things in balance? Because you have your home to attend to. And then with my business, I'm organizing and cleaning other people's homes as well. So I was telling her that, it's about balance. It is about balance. And what I can say that I'm proud of, is that since they were small, have been implementing, and it has just been required that they clean up behind themselves and they do for themselves. Like I feel like, and I have like all boys, so especially with them, you're old enough to make a mistake, you're potty training. Like while you're doing that, you're gonna train. I'm gonna potty train you, but I'm gonna train you to clean up behind yourself. So it's been stuff like that, just kind of integrating little things along the way, because even when they're little like that, there's stuff they can do. They can wipe and clean up behind themselves. If they spill something, they can pick up toys and put them where they belong. They may not be old enough to maybe do laundry or, mop the floors, but there's always in every age range, something for them to do. And so if you practice that, with your kids and they grow into that space, it just makes life so much easier. I'm telling you, when they get older, yeah, it is worth taking the time along the way as they're growing, because what then happens is they get older. Just think you don't teach them anything. And then what happens is they get older, and then you're just frustrated because you feel like, well, they're older now. They should know better. They should know what they're doing. I shouldn't have to, da, da, da. Then all of a sudden it becomes their fault. And it's not their fault, because it's the parents' responsibility to teach them. It's just not something that they're going to just automatically know. So I'm grateful. And I was just saying that is the only way that I've been able to do what I do, because just think how if I was all frustrated and had everything to do. So of course, when I go to my client's home, I got everything to do because they're paying me to do whatever it is they're paying me to do. But when I come, just think if I'm at home and I'm doing everything, and then I go there and I'm doing everything, like I couldn't do it. There will be no way that I will be able to do it. And then I also work, a full-time job in addition to the business. There's no way that I could do any of that. And then there's just other things that I like to do and other dreams and goals that I'm working on. So that's a lot. That's a lot on one plate. So everyone has to help. So I'm so glad that I've done that. But like I said, if you've waited and they're older now, I'm not saying that it can't be done either, but it's going to be a little bit harder than it would if you had started from the beginning. And you're just going to have to set like some really firm boundaries. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to set some real firm boundaries. Like, I'm not gonna spend my summer fussing at these kids every day about cleaning, and they don't want to hear me either. And I'm not gonna do it either. But when you kind of have a relationship with them and y'all together, living in the same house, and I mean actually living and coexisting in the same space, you make things clear. They don't even have to figure things out. You should be able to have those open conversations about what you require to be done, and you got to know your children and know their limits too. Don't make them do something that, first of all, that they absolutely hate, because I'm that way as an adult. If it's something that I just completely, absolutely, most definitely hate, it's going to be hard convincing me to do it. And it's not that I'm being mean or defiant, but like, there's just some things that I don't want to do, I don't feel comfortable doing, and I'm just not going to do it. So, it's not about forcing someone to do what you want them to do. It's about coming up with a solution and getting done whatever needs to get done. So, I, yeah. And we all have those things that irk us. So if there's just a few things like in my home, like they just know, like if we can just keep this maintained and done, you know, everything will flow a certain way and it won't be no static. And so one for me is like the kitchen not being clean. That's like a no-no. Like, it's just something about a kitchen being dirty. Like, I know sometimes, like on a weekend, it's no one's dish week. On the weekend, everybody just kind of cleaning up behind themselves. So people just kind of be, we just be relaxing and yada yada yada. So it be a little out of order, but it's not like filthy. It's not like uncontrollable. But I try to tell them also, they know not to let it get there. But just walking in, like today, I got on them a little bit this evening because when I got in from work today, it was like, y'all ain't did nothing up in here today, and that's not acceptable. I don't want to walk in, and especially if I'm gonna come home and cook. Like, I cannot and will not cook in a dirty kitchen. Like, the kitchen has to be clean. And then I clean while I'm cooking. Like, it's just a better way to do things. So they know, the kitchen, they know that I don't like lots of dirty laundry. Like, I'm not judging, but I just don't understand it. Like, some people, and I understand that people are, busy, but you still have to figure things out to get things done. You have to take the time to do that. So I don't understand. I don't understand like the mounds and mounds and mounds of dirty laundry. Like, unless you don't have a machine at home, or it's just physically it's something going on that prohibits you from taking care of that. But other than that, like, I don't know. That's just something I don't go for. I was talking to Eli, he always won. So it's like, dude, it's summertime. And you hadn't even been out the house like that. Now they go outside and play and stuff, but I mean his laundry be looking like how it is when he is going to school every day. I'm like, dude, why is your laundry like this? And I told him when school was out, I was like, hey, just wash up everything, just do everything. And then it'll all be done. And of course, you're going to dirty up some clothes because you're in and out, but still, you have your laundry day. You shouldn't have no more than like a load, really, load and a half tops, considering the type of lifestyle you living for this summer. And it's like you pretty much in the house all the time. But he always got some dirty laundry. But it's not like the type of laundry where it's like he got piles, they have piles on the floor. That is a whole no. That's a big no. Uh, your laundry better be contained inside of your if it's dirty laundry, inside that laundry basket. And it really don't need to be full because there's no excuse for it. Kaden and Kavai, they do pretty good. Samaja, he is. So Eli's thing is with the dirty clothes, and Samaj thing is with the clean clothes. Now, what he will do is wash up all his clothes. All his clothes, he'll wash them, he'll dry them, but then he'll put them on his bed. And I'm telling you, he be sleeping in the bed with his laundry, and it be clean laundry. But it's like, listen, as long as you keep your stuff contained, you better keep it in that bed. I don't want no dirty clothes on the floor, and I dang for sure don't want any clean clothes on the floor. So they know the limits with the laundry. And then Samacha, he'll go as far as he can go, and I'll be like, hey, dude, like, you need to do something with this. He'll take care of it, and it'll be the same thing with Eli. So they know I'm just not big on lots of like laundry. We run towels every day because we use so many. So that's just something that need to go on. Towels need to be washed, dried, folded, put up real nice and neat, where they belong. Just keep it maintained, because the minute you let it get out of control, it's like laundry just grows and breeds, and before you know it, your top is the middle of your basket full, then there's the top, then stuff starts to like slightly spew over the sides of the laundry basket, then they're on the floor. Like I've seen it happen. So laundry, kitchen and laundry, sweeping the floors. I don't know. I'm big on the floors, and that's Eli's job too. So we be hitting and missing on that. I'm trying to get them together. He getting there. He getting there. But that is like solely his responsibility, not the other ones. Like it's not, if they don't mess up if they make a mess, they need to sweep and clean up behind themselves. But he's just generally in charge of just basically like floor maintenance. Um, you be in and out and be dropping stuff, and just keep the floors clean, and then taking out trash. And that's his thing again. His is indefinitely like sweeping floors and taking out trash until he can do it without forgetting it. So he's been doing good with the trash here lately. Like a week ago, a week before, he missed like 2 weeks of trash. So the first week he missed, it's like, okay, I'm not exactly excited that you missed trash day, because it'd be a lot of trash. Um, so that, I need it gone. But I understand. I was still kind of annoyed, slightly annoyed, but understanding. But hey, you need to handle that. And then he missed it again the next week. So the next week I was just flat out pissed. Like, dude, like you better figure it out. Because what they started doing now is, you would take your trash bins out on trash day, and some people would have, trash along the side of the trash can. So now they're charging like $5 a bag that's on the ground beside it. So I'm like, you better not. And they, they'll make note of it and bill you. And I'm like, it better not be one, every bag better be in their bin. So it's just important that he get the trash out. So for me, the kitchen, the laundry, sweeping floors, take out the trash. If they have those things pretty much maintained, they're not going to hear too much from me. And that's good. Like I said, they're older kids, and I started, grooming them in that aspect since they were small. Like Eli, I did slack up on him. He's the only one that went a little bit longer where I didn't require, but it was just like, I know he was gonna fall in line, and then here, baby, it's the truth. Like you had that last one, I guess you just get tired. It's like, I'm tired. I'm just tired. So I'm gonna try to teach you, but of course I know he's paying attention to his older brothers. So they helped him too. He just didn't want to accept the fact that he needed to do it because, he hates cleaning. But like I said, mine are older, and we've been working on this for a while. But I have a few tips because everyone doesn't have older children. So I have a few tips for like younger children. So far as like cleaning their room and decluttering. And then I'm gonna tell you something that's good about younger kids. If you have younger kids, smaller kids, they really want to be wherever the adult is. Like I have some clients, and they have like younger children, and first of all, they're just curious about why is this stranger in my house, cleaning up and doing things. And I've had they'll be like, can I come help? Can I come help, Miss Kim? I can clean up. And the parents looking like, you ain't want to clean up nothing. When I tell you to go in there and clean up, you don't want to clean up nothing. Get out of her way. Get out of her way. But if parents would take the same concept with their children that are younger, like it would be easier, and you can help groom them that way, because they really, little younger kids, they just really want to be around you. But if you're complaining about how horrible cleaning is, and I don't like cleaning up, and I hate it so much, like that's energy, and they understand what you're saying. They know that cleaning is not a fun thing. So if you make it fun and you're spending time with them, younger children are way better and more prone to help than the older kids. You know what I'm saying? They just kind of want to be around you. They want to see what you're doing and how you do it. And so you take that as an opportunity to, like I said, spend time with them and to help show them and train them how, how to clean. But you can't uh, take a 5 to 6 year old and throw them into a whole decluttered, hoarded type situation and you start early. Yes, you have to start early with those kids. I'm trying to do better about reading. I forgot to bring my glasses in here because but yes, you have to start early. And when they're younger, it's just easier. It's just easier that way. But they're gonna make little messes in their rooms. You can go in the room with them and be like, hey, let's go in here and hang out. And I want you to, come clean with me. You want to help me and be my helper or whatever it is. You know your child, and you know the things that you can say to excite them and entice them. But just don't overwhelm them. Don't put them in this big old situation, because they're little. So they're looking at all this mess. It's a lot. So don't focus in, just get them to get the concept of what you're trying to do. So if you want them to um like clean up their room for like younger children, you can do what's called like a 5 minute rescue. And so you set a timer for 5 minutes and you challenge the kids to clean up as much as they can before the 5 minutes is up, before the buzzer goes. So this method makes cleaning feel like a game, and it prevents, like I said, being overwhelmed. And like join in and have fun with them when they're younger like that. Make it seem like it's a race. If they have a toy box or whatever, a storage bin, and that's where they keep their clothes, not clothes, their toys. Um, See who can put the toys in the bin or the toy box the fastest. And so they're always up for a challenge. They want to beat you, and then you're going to pretend like you're beating them. And the whole time they're going to be so focused on trying to beat you and challenge you that they're going to be picking up toys as fast as they can. And look, stuff getting clean, stuff's getting done. And once you do that over time, you can just, the older they get and the better they get, you can just add a little bit more responsibility, um, little by little, but you have to join in. Like you can't just, that never works. Just go in there and clean up. Well, first of all, if you had taught them anything, you just can't expect, and you think it's something simple, like it's just cleaning. No, like you actually need to be instructed. You actually need to know there's a way and a proper procedure for it, you know, turning out a certain way. You can't just go in there and say, you tell them that, and then they'll go in there and do something the complete opposite of what they should have been doing. Then you'll be mad about that. So again, just make it fun. Don't be yelling. Like I be yelling at mine. I ain't gonna lie, because they know better. And I don't have to yell at them all the time. But like sometimes they be on their mess. So I have to tell them. The 5 minute room rescue, if things need to be picked up, set a timer, play and challenge them to see who can pick up the molds and clean up the molds before the buzzer goes off. Easy. Another one is you can have a toy wash day. So on a sunny day, you can fill a bin with soapy water and let the kids wash their waterproof toys outside. And then if you have like a water hose, so basically it can be like water play, like they can be cleaning their toys, but it can also be water play. Like you have to learn how to, incorporate different things in order to get like your desired results. And when you're dealing with kids, like they need to understand that it's important for these things to be, clean and sanitized, but they're kids. So that's really all that they have on their mind. But as long as they're getting the job done and they're having fun, because, a lot of these, a lot of people don't even like leaving the house, and, it's kind of scary out there anyway. So if you can do some things, you can do some things at home and inside the house and have fun with the kids, save some money. It's just a win-win-win. But with the younger kids, like I'm saying, you're gonna have to join in and you're gonna have to have fun with them. Like it's just no getting away from that, or you're just gonna be, overwhelmed. Um, you can assign kids to sweep or vacuum the entryways to keep the sand and dirt from tracking inside the house. And you can even have them create their own little shoe off zone, near the door. They can make a little sign for it. Like, so again, that's like arts and crafts, but they're still cleaning, and you give them a little responsibility. They may not be able to sweep all the floors. Like I say, Eli, he's older, so he can, you do what you do. And I don't even have them really like mopping. I mean, I should, and they know how, but I just have them really maintain the floors. And so far as sweeping, and I like to mop. So, and I don't have a problem with it. So, you know, um, but that's a good way to teach them. They have, even if they're little, small, little bit, they have little bitty brooms and like little push brooms for kids. Like, honestly, they do like a whole little household cleaning kit for kids. And they don't have to do the whole floor, but like I said, maybe the front entryway to the door. Even if it's like an apartment space, that little space when you first walk in the door before it get to the carpet, if it has carpet, just let them be responsible for that little bit. It's just getting their mind trained. And then the older they get, they can expand out more and sweep and cover more of an area. Um, Another one is cleaning out the cars. When they're young like that, cleaning out the cars is a good thing for them to do. You can have them collect trash, wipe the seats, shake out the mats. Um, Cleaning out the car is like a mystery. It's like a mystery game, because you don't know what you're when you have kids, you don't know what you're gonna find in the car. Oh my goodness. They've gotten a little bit better now since they're older, but I'm telling you, when they were little, it would be, it'd be French fries back there. It'll be uh anything and everything. Like, it is a whole mystery of cleaning out the car, and you be in there complaining. Let them kids clean it out. And that's what I started doing now. Like, shoot, I drag them. I drag them to the car wash. And again, I don't mind. Even now, like I have all boys. So really, I shouldn't have to go to the car wash or be vacuuming. I shouldn't have to be doing any of that. But it just make the experience better, because it's not like I'm trying to force. And I don't mind. And they help get me out the house, and it helped keep me moving too. So it's not even all about, you know, uh, y'all need to do that, and I'm paying the bills. And parents get real, entitled. And I mean, we are entitled because we do a lot, but you have to look at certain things as to how it benefit you as well. So I'll be like, and it's time that I get a chance to spend with my kids. So, and I don't take all of them, but I'll take Eli, or I'll take Kate. I'll take them individually, or I may take two at a time. And then we have our time to talk, and as we're working, and just spending extra time together. But they are definitely old enough to do that. They are. But if you have smaller kids, they can pitch in as well and help. Considering they made the mess for the most part. Um, Another good thing is they can help you in the fridge and like in the pantry, throw away anything, help throw away things that aren't good, have expired. If they're old enough and can read expiration dates, that's a good thing for them to do and keep their little butts occupied. They can be younger and do this, and be a little bit older, but still young. Um, Also, if you have any pets in the home, you can assign them pet duties. Maybe not, if they're small, you may not want them picking up like pet poop or anything like that and dealing with that, because that's a thing. But if you have a pet that sheds hair, you can have them vacuum or use your lint roller, or something of that nature, to help with the pets. Um, Now, I also have a few tips for the older children as well, but um, the deal with the older kids is they just know. At this point, they've already, you can't fool them no more. They already know that cleaning up sucks. They already know that cleaning up sucks at this point. Like they'll do it if they have to do it, but it's not like they're like, yeah, I get to, this is my dish week. I've never heard the kids like, oh man, I'm so excited. This is my dish week this week. And it's like anytime I tell Eli, hey, the floor is looking kind of crazy, like his immediate response is like, ugh. You're like, I've never gotten a positive response. If I've either gotten a response like that or they just don't say anything at all because they know what they're supposed to be doing. So like they can't be manipulated. You can't be like, okay, I'm gonna set a buzzer and we're gonna race and see who can clean. Like they don't care about none of this shit. They don't want to do nothing. So you just have to be real with those older kids. Like I am a firm believer in having conversations. I'd be like, look, dude, y'all do not want me up in here stressed out. Like the house needs to be maintained for all of our sanity and all of our peace. And like they get it. We've kept it a certain way that I'm telling you, when they go other places and people like be doing the most, they be like, Mom, get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Because you can literally like it's a change in energy depending on, what you got going on up in there. But you're gonna have to just set really strong boundaries and they're gonna have to be held accountable. And with older kids too, you may have to if you're able to, give them certain type of incentives. Like they'll try to stay on top. Like sometimes I'll throw somebody a little something. You know what I'm saying? Be like, here, I appreciate you. I don't do it all the time, but every blue moon, I might do it. And that's always in the back of their mind. They be like, shoot, mama, she might be feeling good. She might be feeling good tomorrow or next week. Cause if somebody's consistent, I'm always being observant. I always thank them too. They just like anybody, kids want to feel appreciated. They just like adults, just like anybody, they want to be noticed and they want to feel appreciated. So I make sure that when they do certain things, I be like, hey, who cleaned up the kitchen? Hey, who did this, who did? And I tell them like, man, you did a good job. I sure appreciate it. Especially sometimes I have those weeks where I'm just like I'm on it. Like I'm always busy, but there are some weeks where it be a lot. And so I have to maintain the balance. I'm not overwhelmed, but I know that walking into chaotic situations have the potential to trigger me into overwhelmingness. And I don't want that. I try to prevent that. And so I see somebody putting in some extra effort, like I don't know, their money motivates them. So I ain't finna just drop them off, an insane amount of money. But kids like money. They want to go do their own thing and buy their little Roblox blocks of whatever it is. They video with all that, whatever it is. They be in their own. So when they're young, when they're older like that, you have to you gotta move with them different. You gotta deal with them a little bit differently and just be straight up. If you're the type of parent that give allowances and they get paid for chores or whatever the case, speak their language. You have to entice them and get them interested. You got to get their attention. So with older kids, you just have to get their attention. And that's cool. And I can respect it. I can respect it because it's like you gotta keep my attention too. Like I totally understand. I'm the same way. Like you need to get like it's like at work. It's like money motivates me. Like I'm not here just to be here, but at the same time, I know that as I'm working, this is how I provide for my family. This is how I get the things that I want and that I need. Yada yada yada. So you have to just have different you know, patterns of thought. And so my kids are, they're like that too. And it's like, hey, the house feel better. Uh, Mom ain't gonna be fussing. She'll be in a lighter mood. She's more likely to give us an incentive. She shows us that she appreciates us. She tells us that she appreciates us. And so all those things combined, it don't make it as awful as you may think. Like I said, now, if you haven't grown them from when they were younger and didn't start early, it's gonna be a little difficult and it's gonna take some time, just like it would if you had started. But long as you get the results that you desire, that's all that matters. So with the older kids, encourage them one day a week to um, declutter and just kind of reset their bedroom. Just think they're living like their rooms are like caves for the summer. Like those kids, they love being in their room. That's their happy place. They'll come out and roam a little bit, but for the most part, they love their bedroom. So they're just in there kind of just doing their thing. So it's good, like once a week, have them just to kind of go in there. Things are out of order. You got any lingering trash or old clothes or some clothes you didn't messed up, ripped or whatever the case, they be in there doing anything. Like that's an opportunity once a week to kind of just get rid of that stuff, clear your floors, wipe surfaces, wash, dry, and put away your laundry. So even if you're not on them like every day, and even with their bedrooms, I'm not on them like that about their bedroom because that's their own space. So it has to have their own personal feel. Like I'm not in there like, hey, y'all need to, I'm not doing that. Now I'll do that more so about the common areas, the kitchen, the living room, the bathroom, sweeping the floors, taking out the trash. But long as it's not ridiculous and there's not any like weird smells coming out their room and it's looking like really absolutely insane and nuts, like I kind of back off. I don't be on them like that. Like sometimes like they be doing too much. And since the last instance, I just thought about it. Like before school was out, I think I went in there and we did a big declutter, but ooh, like I gave them that smoke that time. Like I was on them because it was just like ridiculous. They had all kind of stuff under the bed. It was just like unnecessary stuff. You know what I'm saying? So after that, they haven't really it's just typical dirty room for a boy. Nothing for me to be, you know, um, if they're old enough to go through their summertime clothes, their summer clothes, and anything from like the years prior, anything that they can't fit, basically any clothes that they need to get rid of, this is a good time to get rid of it. This is a good time. Like I said, it's midsummer break, before you know it, school will be back in session. So if they start to gradually do these things along the way, it won't be so bad because y'all know how it is when school is about to start. It's like complete chaos. It's like complete chaos. Um, so if you start doing some of these things now, it won't be so bad because the hecticness that just comes from school starting is just enough all within itself. So then if you have to go through all and sift through all of these clothes and get rid of and try to donate, and people, they'll eventually get rid of all the clothes, they'll put them in the bag, and then the bags start to accumulate. They don't take them to Goodwill, or they don't take them to their cousin who left them over there, months or years ago. Like it just starts to accumulate. So just make it a habit to try to go through. And I'm saying that, and I need to go through with them and do another run. And they kind of know they can kind of do it on their own. I just like to chime in because they be like, I don't want this. I'm gonna throw it away. I'm gonna throw it away. And I'm like, no, like there are people that can actually benefit. There are people that we know right down the street that could use some of their, some of their clothes. Like you don't have to just, some people be acting weird about that, but people be needing stuff. Um, Again, if you have multiple children at the house, or if it's just you and one child or a couple, it is so it's such a good idea to like assign like dish a lot. Sometimes people used to do like dish days. I don't like to do days because it gets all jumbled up. If no, I did it yesterday. No, day ain't my day. I assign weeks. So everyone has a week. And it's just good. Yeah. Everyone has a week, and you may not want to put all the kitchen responsibilities on one particular child. You may be like, well, you do the dishes, but I want you to clean the fridge, or I want you to be in charge of the floors in the kitchen. I want you to, so that you don't overwhelm just one child. But as they get older, like I said, you can transition them because at some point they should be able to handle their whole kitchen. It shouldn't be in there, well, okay, I went in there and did the dishes, and then you waiting on somebody else to go, all these different missing parts. But if they're just learning the concept of cleaning, if they're older, but you haven't taught them, you're gonna have to go slow with them. You're gonna have to start off with just one or two things, and then add on along the way. That's what I had to do with Eli because he was way big. He's 13, but I'm telling you, the other ones, I'm talking about young, young. So Eli, I didn't start with him, telling him just really enforcing, shoot, maybe 9. So that was real late for me. But he was checking out and he knew because when I started having him clean and he started having responsibility, he was like, oh, I got away with it as long as I could. He's like, I was hoping you never have me in there trying to clean and do nothing. I said, are you nuts? Like, I know that you're watching your brothers and they talking smack, like she ain't having them. Like, I already know. But like when he started having chores, like I said, he got a couple of them now. Like the floors are completely his, the trash his. And then he has a dish week too. And I told him once he can start taking the trash out without forgetting it, he can start being on top of these floors without trying to get over because he be knowing he need to sweep. He just be hoping I don't notice. No one I'm gonna notice. No one I'm gonna notice. Or just say something. He don't even matter if I notice or not. He just don't want me to say anything. So I told him, I said, once you like maintain it without me having to give you the side eye, I can pull back a little bit on some of the things that you're doing, but I'm still gonna redirect him to find something else to do because it's always other things for him to learn. He just don't want to do it because, like I said, they rather play video games and do what they want to do because they kids. If you haven't taught the older kids to do laundry, teach them how to sort laundry, um, teach them like the setting to wash, to dry, teach them how to fold, teach them how to hang up, just teach them how to do laundry. These things are not gender roles, these are life skills that they're going to need regardless. And they need to help. Like if we all living up in here together, everybody need to contribute. Um, Older kids, they can help organize like the garage if you have sheds in the backyard or something like that or other storage areas. They know how to sweep. You can label. They know how to like label bins, get rid of all items. So organizing, they're able to do it. If they don't know how, teach them. You're going to have to groom them. You're going to have to jump in. You're going to have to actually take time. It's not going to be you just sending them to go do these things, like any of these things. If you haven't taught them, you're going to have to help them, and you're going to have to do it with a positive disposition. Because if you're complaining about it, it's going to make it um, just a headache. Like it's you're already doing something that you don't want to do, and then you got somebody sitting here nagging. Like nobody wants to be involved in any of that. You're not going to get anything done. And then it's like I don't want you cleaning with some negative energy. So that's one of the great things about like what I do with my business. Like I'm not going to go to my client's house in a bad mood. Like, oh, I don't want to clean it. Like, oh, let me just get in here and get it. I don't do that. I would reschedule a service before I would do that. So it's the energy that's attached to it too. So not only is it getting clean, it's that positive spirit, you know, and it's clean, and it smells good, like, and it feels different. So it's really about your energy and your disposition. Um, Another thing for older kids, like just assign someone ownership of like the bathroom. The bathroom is just one of those places like, ugh, like instead of just having them go in at different time or different people, just assign them just like with the dishes. Like if they have a week for uh the dishes, then somebody need to offset the same week with the bathroom. And then you switch it over, the next week. And it just kind of goes back and forth so that you're not doing the same thing all the time. And everybody is getting groomed and trained in different areas of the home. but assign ownership of the bathroom. So that's Samaje go to keep me out of his. He just be like, forget it. Like I don't want to hear nothing. So he will jump on those dishes real quick, even if it's not his week, and they just kind of somebody on some foolishness. He'll just take care of it so he don't have to hear my mouth. And he do a good job too. Like he don't even do it like with an attitude. He like, hey, let me do this and let me move on. And he does the same thing with the bathroom. And I think he does that to offset the fact of me complaining about him all the doggone clean clothes that be in his bed. So it's just like, you know what? You know, the clothes are in your room, in your space, even though you need to do something with it. But hey, you did take care of the bathroom, you did a great job, or you did take care of the kitchen. And then sometimes he'll get real gangster with it and he'll do both. And I greatly appreciate it. And his brothers do too. So then that's not, they know that that's two less things that they got to do. So they can focus on floors and they can focus on their laundry, they can focus on their room. And so I'm telling you, they just figure it out. And it's like, well, mom's happy, house is clean, problem solved. Um, oh, I covered that. Rotate the different chores so they don't get burnt out. Um, and also just be patient and trust the process. Like you have to be consistent, like with anything you want to get results in, you have to be consistent with it. And cleaning and dealing with these kids, that's just one of them. Like I said, I would not be able to do all the things that I be doing if I hadn't grown them to take care of household responsibilities. I could not go and just and dishonor myself by cleaning somebody else's house and then coming home and mine's a mess. They would be so depressing on so many different levels. Because I'm at somebody else's house cleaning, thinking about how dirty my house is, and then I got to come home to my dirty house. Like, you know, I just don't see that working for me. Yeah, I don't see that working for me. But I have to be even now, even though I have, um, you know, they do really good and they know what they're supposed to do. You know, as a matter of fact, like Kabai, he works with me and like he does a bomb job. Like he does an amazing job. He does such good work. Like it is very impressive, you know, for him to be that young. And it's just being patient, you know, had to be patient with him and all of them for them to get to this space. Um, and again, like I said, as adults, we don't make cleaning appealing or fun. So if we're complaining about it, we can't expect them to be happy or excited, or at least just be in a calm state while tolerating doing some things that they don't really want to do because they rather be doing something else. But like if the energy is off and you make it um miserable, like it's just gonna be a miserable experience. And so also I wanted to have this topic tonight as well because, like I said, school will be back in session so fast and so soon. It's gonna make your head spin. So even if at this point you can still kind of get them on board, because when school starts or before school, you know how it is. At least those 2 weeks, that's like crunch time. 2 to 3 weeks before school start, that's like that crunch time. And if you just let them be all willy-nilly over the summer, just let them do whatever, things are just steady accumulating. Like things are just getting worse and worse. And you're noticing this. It is going to be so hard to recover your home. And when I say recover, it's like get your house in order, get your house back together. It's going to be so hard to recover your home once school is back in session. So um just let it be like a normal thing. So since school has stopped and summer has rolled in, like even if school was next week, I wouldn't panic because things aren't crazy because I hold them accountable. And I'm not saying like it just happens that way all the time. Like, oh, you just got it all together. And they do. No, they're kids. Listen, keep listening. They're kids and they're gonna be kids. And you have to be okay with it and you have to understand it and you have to be sympathetic and empathetic to that. Just think when you were a child, you were a kid, like you didn't want to do the shit either. You know, you didn't want to do it. So And I want them to have a good summer. I don't want it to be all they remember is you fussing about, keeping the house clean and keep it together. But at the same time, they have to do their part too. They have to do their part too. Um, give incentives, like I said earlier, have transparent conversations. Um, be positive. If you put positive energy, even if you don't feel like it, if you I mean, you're going to give it some type of energy. You're going to give it some negative energy, or you're going to give it some positive energy, and you have a choice between the two. So the positive energy is going to get you the best results, I guarantee. So you have to have these talks with yourself too, because it's not, like I said, just putting it on those kids. You can't just offload all that responsibility on them. So we have to have, as adults, our mindset have to be different, and we have to approach the situation where the kids are going to understand, and they're going to reciprocate. Um, yeah. So that's pretty much all that I had. I had jot down a few notes to make sure um, I got everything covered, and I think that I did. So before I hop off of here, um, I want to say happy early birthday. While I'm on here now, I have to shout it out because the birthdays would have passed by the time I get back on my next podcast. So Kabai, my son, he'll be turning 16 on Thursday, and he is the son that works with me with the business. He is such a hardworking kid. He's a just a good person inside and out. He's funny. He's logical. Um, I'm just so proud of him. He has been working his butt off. I mean, he is right by my side all the time with this cleaning life, and he loved it. Like he loved meeting people, even though he's quiet. He was like, man, it's just, just good to, get to network and, be around other people and just see how they live and how they move. And it just, he just be taking it all in. And like he's been working for a while. He prides himself. What I love so much about him, he prides himself on like buying his own shit. Look, like he loves to work hard because he loves their money. So he get the money and he get to buy whatever he want. I was looking in the room the other day and I was just like, wow. Like all the things that he had, like he loved Amazon. He an Amazon demon. Like he bought his PS5 some time ago, but he bought his own desk. He bought his own gaming chair. He has like all these posters. He's into anime. So he has all these anime posters, uh, things that he loved that make him happy. He does it on his own, and he's not ever like he asks if it's something that he want me to get or something, but it's very, very rare. And he takes really good pride in the work that he does, and he takes pride in um, buying himself things, and he likes to bowl. He's just a real well-rounded kid, and my baby is turning 16, and I know I love and I brag on all of them. But Thursday is his day, which is Juneteenth. My Juneteenth baby, so I'm excited to celebrate his birthday. I love birthdays, so I'm gonna rant and rave when it's everybody's birthday because I love birthdays so much, but they are super extra special. I love those kids so much. So birthdays are like our thing. So he was like, I don't want to go out every year for all of them. They always get their whatever gift they want. They have dinner, whether I cook or go out, they have an option. And they have a place to go. Like we want to go out somewhere like main event or go take a trip somewhere, they have that option. So he was just like, he was like, I want some ribs. And I'm like, oh, cool. I'm trying to convince them to go out. They never take that option. He was like, no, no, I want you to cook some ribs. So I'm gonna make him his meal. And then gifts are easy with him. He don't want you to really buy him anything. He likes money. So he's completely fine with that. And he'll take the money and go buy what he want to buy. That's how he like to play that, which I don't blame him. Smart. It's no sense in people buying you stuff, assuming you like this, and you can get exactly what you want, when people give you the money. So Back in the day, they'd be like, I don't want to give money. It seemed like it's so impersonal. Like now people welcome the money and I don't blame them. And then so far as going somewhere, he won't be going anywhere. He was just like, I don't, he said, I want money for my birthday. I want my rib dinner and I want to stay right in this house away from people. So I won't have to spend any money going out anywhere. He may do bowling. He likes to bowl. He'll probably get out and bowl at some point, but he don't want to do anything big. So that's cool with me. And then of course, last but not least, on Saturday, it's my mom's birthday. Yay! Yay. I love my mama. I love my mama. So I'm so excited. Like every day is just a blessing. So we be talking and I just enjoyed that. That is just such a blessing. And then the older you get, as time go on, you hear so many that have, lost their parents. And I just don't think we treasure each other enough while we're here in this space, in this physical realm. So I always, be dealing with my mom. It's my mom and her twin sister birthday. She has a twin. So it's the twins' birthday on Saturday. And they'll be the big 6'5". So I'm just so excited and so blessed and so honored to have my mom here with me so we can celebrate her. And then, so I celebrate my son's birthday and then my mom's a few days later. So June is a really, really good month. Um, and just remember, I'll be talking about like all the things we need to do and, just try to maintain and get this done. Like all of that is true. I'm not retracting any of that, but um, it's only so much you can do and it's only so far that you can go. Everybody's plate looks different. Everybody's plate is full, but everybody have different things on their plate. So I have to prioritize and I have to do certain things according to my lifestyle and my responsibilities. So everyone has their own lifestyle and their own responsibilities. So you have to cater your household responsibilities around what you have going on. So what works for me may not work for you. It just kind of depends. We may have similar situations, but at the same time, it's not all the same. So it's only so much you can do, and it's only so far you can go. So be patient, with yourself and all things. Be patient, not only just with the things that you have to do at home, but like your work. When you're going to work, you have to be patient with everything that comes with it. You have to be patient with relationships, with your children, your significant others, with family, with everybody. And even with all of those, it's only so much you can do, and it's only so far that you can go because it's just life. Some days are going to be better than others, but every day ain't a cloudy day. Like I said, the last time that I was supposed to be here, I just have I this my one, not my one rule, it's one of my top rules for sure, for sure. I have to always honor myself. So when I came in, it was just like I said, I just felt like I wasn't supposed to convey a message that night. And I'm telling you, and my body needed rest. Like you be thinking all the time, when you need rest, and I needed rest that I needed some rest that I didn't even know that I needed. I I went to bed so early when I got in, and it was crazy because when I walked in, Kabah said, "You're not gonna do a podcast tonight." And it's not because I don't do them. Like I'm consistent with doing them, but he could just look at me and just tell, like, he's like, I know. And I mean, they were just so sweet because that's not typically me. Like I hit the door and I got so many other things to do and I'm not complaining, I get that stuff done. But that day, it was time for me to rest. And I'm telling you, I went to bed, it must have been like 3:34. I was in the bed. I'm talking about showered, night clothes on, listen, night routine at 3:30 in the evening. And I went to bed and I slept all night long, other than, getting them, had to use bathroom. But other than that, all night long. As soon as I got back in the bed, I went immediately back to sleep. So my body needed that rest. Not only my body, but my mind needed that rest. So, honor yourself. When you're doing all of this stuff, don't overwhelm yourself. Do, what you can do. And you can only do so much. And it's only so far that you can go. So be patient. Every day not gonna be the best day, but long as you as long as you have a plan in place and you're intentional about getting things done and you're solution oriented, you can get this stuff done. Trust me, because I be doing so much. People ask me all the time, like, how in the world, like, we see you, like, how do you get this done? And I would not be up and on here lying to y'all. Like, it just takes work. It all those things that I just told you, that's what it takes. And you can get it done. And like, I don't be coming home like panting and, and that's another topic for another day. And I talked about that too. And that's just like taking care of yourself, drinking water, eating the right things, exercising, moving a certain way, because you have to have your energy and your strength to be able to perform all these tasks, responsibilities, and these duties. So have a strategy. Strategy. That's the word. Have a strategy. You can do it. I know if I can do it, most of y'all can, because it do be a lot. But continue to be a positive guide and a source of inspiration. Be a positive guide and a source of inspiration, not only to yourself, but to your children. And as soon as you walk out your door, just be that to the world as much as you can, but in your own way. I'm not saying go out there and try to take on the world, but I mean, in your own way, you can be a positive guide and a source of inspiration just by being you. Just by being you, you can get a lot done and you can inspire others. And just know that at the end of the day, it is all going to work out. It is all going to work out, and it is all going to be okay, because it just is. So thank y'all so much. Again, I'm so excited to have been here and been able to chat with y'all. I missed y'all the last time. Like I said, I'm just finding my little space and my little place here on the podcast. So I appreciate y'all and love y'all so much for all of your support. And I hope this was able to help somebody in some type of way. And I will see you all next time. Good night.
Why do I need to be good all the time? I'm wrapped around his finger, but he is mine. Don't care what they say, too late anyway. Why do I need to be good all the time? Nah, 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 no drama, yeah. Nah, 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 no drama, yeah. Nah, 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 no drama, yeah.